Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us on our talk series, Connecting the Dots. Um, as a consumer, I was having a very tough time understanding what exactly clean food is, or how to identify them and where to get them from. My frustration was with the fact that, just like how veg and non-veg food has clear indication to make it easier for us to choose between, what works for us, why is there no dot for clean food, and hence why dot was born? We see a lot of adverts, reels, buzzwords, guides, and options for us to have, but it's also confusing. We don't know what's good for us, what's healthy for us. Some have too many preservatives, baked but not fried, but still has maida, so it's still not healthy. And that's why we want to start this conversation about what exactly clean is. So, the way we see it, white dot is something that has short ingredient list, no added preservatives, no refined flour, no refined sugar, GMO free, healthy fats, less processed, and whole grain foods. And to help us build this awareness and answer so many questions about food, we have someone very special with us here today. I'm just going to pause. Is there a sound coming?
I don't think so. It's absolutely fine.
Uh, Um, we have
You need to
someone very
start the
special with
recording.
us. Yeah, we have someone very special with us here today. She's the a doctor of medicine, alternative medicines, certified diabetes educator. She has a postgraduate diploma in clinical nutrition and dietetics. She's been practicing for the last 7 years and running an e-clinic which helps people from all around the world achieve their targets in health, specializing in dealing with weight management, hypertension, diabetes, hormonal imbalance, thyroid malfunction, PCOS, PCOD, liver issues, renal issues, geriatric and pediatric nutrition. Dr. Ambika has sustainably helped people maintain their diet plans through their natural routines. So let's meet our clinical dietitian and lactation consultant, Dr. Ambika. Hello,
Hello,
Doctor.
Prerna. Hello, thank you so much. I'm glad I'm
Welcome to
being a
White
part
Dot.
of this.
Thank you. So let's dive into all the questions that we have. There are so many different diets that we see in the market today. You've got keto doing the rounds. You've got, the what is it, GE
Paleos
diet.
and low
Yes, there's
carb,
so many
intermittent
options.
fasting.
Right. So let's get into the question about what exactly clean food is. So what does it mean to you? What does clean food mean?
Clean for me is anything that comes naturally from a plant, but
Mhm.
not from a manufacturing plant. Be it, like even your chicken, poultry, anything that shouldn't be coming from a manufacturing plant. It should be coming naturally. You buy it, you cook it, and you eat it.
Just to stop you there, the echo is still coming from your end.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I can hear it when you're speaking.
Oh my God, what are you saying? Now there's nothing.
Oh no. Um,
Is it because
you
of
have
the
only
room?
you have only one unit on, like
Yes, nothing else. Nothing else.
are your speakers on?
Speakers, in a sense.
The
I'm
speaker,
using my phone.
okay, I think that's where the echo might be coming from. But and you've turned on the noise cancelling as well, right?
Yes, it's on.
All right. So we'll talk a little slower. So even if
Sure,
it does
sure,
echo, it still is clear. Yeah.
sure.
Um, is there any clear definition for clean food?
Clear definition for clean food is something that your stomach is able to digest very easily. It should be away from added sugars and preservatives. And it shouldn't be, like processed in a way that highly processed that, the complete nutritional profile of the food is changing.
Correct. Okay. And what is the difference between sugar and refined sugar?
Sugar is anything that is naturally available. Okay, we have fructose in fruits. That's also a form of sugar. We have honey. Okay, that is also a form of sugar. We have maple syrup, which is naturally sourced. That is also a form of sugar. And even sugar cane, from where refined sugar is derived, that is also a form of sugar. What is refined sugar is that it is devoid of all the nutrients that are present in it. It is bleached to an extent that it is only empty calories. And that is refined sugar.
Right. So how does sugar impact the body?
In many ways. One is that it's empty calories, does not have any nutrition. So when you take sugar, the body is quickly digesting it. Okay, so your sugar levels go up, and then it also gets, like the sugar levels also go down very fast. I mean, the sugar levels also go down very fast because, like there is no other nutrient for the body to digest. And because of this, like there is insulin resistance that is developing, because the insulin that is secreted in the body, that doesn't have much of glucose left in the body to absorb again.
Okay.
Apart from that, if there is inflammation in the body, the sugar is going to rise the inflammation again, because it's empty calories. And also it is going to add to your weight, very difficult for the body to digest, and yet it gets digested very quickly. So in a way, sugar is causing a lot of problems, be it hormonal issues, be it diabetes, obesity, and even hypertension is generally not caused by salt, but is caused by sugar only again.
Oh, so that's a
Yes.
myth that you're busting, because a lot of people think that hyper
Tension is related to salt,
hypertension is
absolutely,
right.
but no, it is related to sugar.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And how, talking about digestion, how important is gut health to your body?
Gut health is, like everything that matters. Now I see people taking protein supplements, okay, and I see people eating quinoas and whole oats and steel cut oats and granolas, because they believe that yes, it has a lot of nutrients. Yet it does have a lot of nutrients. What I want to tell you here is that a cup of broccoli that we eat will also give us 4 grams of proteins, but it
Hmm.
doesn't get absorbed because our gut health is not good. So if your gut health is good, whatever you're eating is definitely getting absorbed really well. So there
Right.
is going to be no nutritional deficiency and no health issues. And sugar or any processed food is not gut friendly. So that is to be avoided if you want to maintain a good gut health.
Right. And what are the changes that you can recommend to a person's diet? Like, is a gut cleanse really important in order to get your
There
gut
is, there is
working
nothing
again?
like gut cleanse. Okay, there is nothing like gut cleanse. There is nothing like detox. Our body will do it all by itself. There is liver and there is kidney, which are the detox machines of our body. But
But how do you
like you're
activate them?
continuously giving it some sugar, continuously giving it some processed food, you're not letting the detoxification process take place the right way, then it's not going to happen well.
Right. So is that why
Yes.
intermittent fasting works?
I don't think so. Intermittent fasting is, like basically a fad. If you want to really follow fasting, then, like sunset to sunrise, you shouldn't be eating anything. Okay, that is how you're supposed to fast. But what people do is they're eating late night dinners, and then,
Mhm.
they start their breakfast very early, like they eat their meal by 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. By then, the stomach has turned very acidic again, because as the day starts, your body needs food. It needs fuel to run, but we are not giving it the fuel at the right time. It does burn fat sometimes, but it is also causing a lot of other health problems. Intermittent fasting or beat any kind of fasting need to be done the right way.
Right. So, our ancestors before used to do this. They used to have their meal at before sunset, and then at
Yes,
sunrise is when they would have their meal again, which
yes.
automatically gave them that 10 to 12 hours of fasting, which,
Exactly.
now
That
we
is
call
how it should
intermittent
be.
fasting.
That is how, it is supposed to be. But it
Right.
has become a fad again. As I told you, like people are skipping their breakfast, and then they
Right.
directly eat lunch, and they eat whatever they think that, okay, during the eating hours, we can eat whatever we want to eat. They call it the eating window. But that's not
Right.
how it works.
Okay. So, coming to as a nutritionist, what would you say a clean plate looks like?
Clean plate. For me, like in
Let's divide
proper
the plate into
science
four
term,
parts.
yes. So there could be some rice and there could be some dal and some small amount of chana, like chana ka salad. And there'll be some cucumber and tomatoes and a small cup of curd. That's it. It is that
Simple, wholesome
simple.
food.
It is that simple. Yes.
So one grain, one protein,
Yes,
lots of
and one
fiber,
probiotic, which is again
probiotic.
adding protein to your diet, and there is some salad, which is coming
Right.
giving to you fiber and minerals.
Right. Right. And how important is protein in a diet? There's a lot of talk about how protein is the most important food that you need to intake, and every meal should have some protein in it.
Yeah, so like protein, yes, is very important part of is a very important part of our diet. But like we shouldn't be emphasizing only on protein. There are proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, fiber. All these are very important. Coming to proteins, every meal should have some sort of protein. Some amount of protein, so that there is no sudden sugar rise.
Right.
If you're eating protein at every meal, you will not have those hunger pangs. Okay, you'll stay satiated for longer. Your stomach
Mhm.
gets full very fast, and like you'll not have those cravings what you have after food.
Right.
Apart from that, whatever wears and tears are taking place, they help in repairing that. Protein is good for your skin, hair, your nail and all. But quality matters. Quality of protein definitely matters.
And what are the options for veg protein? Like I'm sure there are lots of people who struggle with getting the right kind of veg protein.
Oh, there are ample of them. There are ample of them. Actually, non-vegetarians have less options.
Oh, let's
Every
count five.
vegetable,
Let's count
like,
five vegetarian
yes,
options. Come on.
every vegetable has some amount of protein in them. As I told you, like you just need to maintain your gut health.
Right.
Then comes there are lentils. Okay,
No,
all
so
the
let's name
dals.
five proteins that we can
Yes,
easily get. So,
lentils,
uh-huh.
legumes.
Okay.
Okay, and then comes paneer,
Okay.
curd,
All right.
low sodium unprocessed cheeses. See,
Very tough to
everybody
get your
loves
hands on.
cheese, okay? Everybody
Yes.
loves cheese, but they
Mhm.
just don't know which kind of cheese to be picked up.
Right. So, what are the kinds
So,
of cheeses that you can pick up which would be rich in protein and
ricotta,
okay,
mozzarella,
not
and
the extremely
then
processed one.
exactly, I told you low sodium unprocessed cheese. I think I'll be making a post on this on my Instagram page very soon, that which cheese is
Yes,
healthy and
please,
all that.
please do that.
Yes, very soon, very soon.
Okay, and how important is an ingredient list when looking to it? We see now that a lot of people are finally understanding and talking about it. Can you quickly take us through what are the things that we should look out for and how important it is to see the ingredient list on a processed food?
Okay. So now if you're somebody, who are not buying only vegetables or grains and all, and if you buy the packeted food, then it's most important. That is first thing. Second thing is you have to read the ingredient list. The first three ingredients in the start are the higher amount present in it. Okay.
Hmm.
Like if the first ingredient written is sugar, then the whole thing has a lot of sugar. It has
Right.
only sugar first. And if it is written as refined wheat flour, then yes, refined wheat flour is maximum amount present in it. This is how you read. Okay, the first three ingredients are highly present in it. And if you really want to know like what else goes in it, then start reading the ingredient list from the last. And if you
The
think
bad
that
to
there
the
is
good.
something that you don't know, then don't buy it.
Fair enough. Makes sense. Like if you
Least
can't understand an ingredient, then don't put it in your body.
lesser the ingredient list, better the product is. And
Right. And that's what we're going for as well.
the ingredient list, if it goes very long, then I say stay away from it.
Right. And is organic really considered clean?
No, definitely not.
What is
I
organic?
also thought about it before, okay, but now the kind of marketing gimmick is going on. People, just call everything as organic. But organic actually is should be free from any kind of pesticide, any kind of fertilizers, okay, and should be naturally grown with utmost love. And that
Right.
doesn't happen. If
Right.
you're
And it's not sustainable to produce so much of organic food for everybody, right?
exactly not possible at all, at least in Indian population, no, just not possible. The kind of like organic brands and vegetables and fruits, the amount I
Right.
see, I get to know it couldn't be.
Right. And what, according to you, are the top five things that people do wrong when they're working towards their weight loss, journey?
Okay. Eating too less,
Mm-hmm.
definitely trying to kill their cravings. Like you
And
want to
that
eat that
backfires
chocolate
big
cake
time.
today, you want to eat that chocolate cake today, you control, and then you attend a birthday party and you end up eating half a cake. That shouldn't happen. Okay.
Right.
And the next thing is continuously, looking for different diet trends. They do it for 2 days. Oh, this isn't working for me. I didn't lose any weight. Then they look for something else.
Mm-hmm.
And then, rather than following scientifically and what suits their body, following the influencers,
Right.
that is the one thing they do
Market
really
trends.
wrong. One dress size doesn't fit all.
Correct.
They should know this. And apart from that, not staying hydrated. This is the one thing they look at. And most importantly, yes, not choosing their right snack. They eat right breakfast, they eat right lunch, they eat right dinner, but they don't know what to do when it's snack.
I've suffered from that as well. I call it the evil hour. It's between three
Exactly. Four to
o'clock
six.
to, yeah, 4 to 6. Yeah, okay, 4 to 6. Or I would say 3 to 7.
Yeah. So, like that is the time when people generally go wrong. I'll eat those diet biscuits or I'll eat
Mm-hmm.
that 1 cup diet chivda with 1 cup of chai. That is how, like people tend to go wrong.
Right. I
Yes.
totally relate to that. So yeah, that's good. Let's also talk about how important the fats are. We've got good fats and the bad fats. Let's can you name a few for us in terms of good and bad fats?
Bad fats will
Mm-hmm.
be processed butters,
Okay.
okay, processed cheeses,
Mm-hmm.
lots of oil and ghee going into your food, and these fat free foods.
Mm-hmm.
These fat free foods, cannot be fat free. So if
What
you
do you
read
mean
the
by that?
label, they are fat free, but they do have some oils in them.
Right.
Okay. So these are the kind of, bad fats that are to be avoided.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have to talk about good fats, fats are very important for your body to function really well. Fats are important. In fact, all your organs are covered by, a small layer of fat, and they are protectants. You
Right.
know, when a lady is pregnant, okay, she is gaining some weight, and that weight is like to protect her body, and she gets some abdominal fat, that is to protect her baby from all the jerks that can be coming from outside.
Right.
After that also, the fat remains for a while to protect her uterus. The nature is being made like that. And
Right.
there is also some fat, so that she can have extra calories to breastfeed the baby. And
Right.
her bones and muscles will be very weak then. To
They need the
protect them, there is
nutrition.
some extra fat that is growing, and that will generally come by eating good fats only.
Right.
So fat plays a very important role in our body. If you want good skin, good hair, good nail, you obviously need good fats as well.
Correct.
So some
Uh,
of the good fats, if I have to name, it could be coconut oil, very good
mm-hmm.
fat. Ghee is good fat, provided you add it and don't pour it. Okay, that is
Right.
the one thing you have to remember. And then avocado is a good fat. Nuts and seeds are good fat. Nut
Mm-hmm.
butters, seed butters, and these are all the
The
sources
less
of good
processed
fats.
ones.
Yeah, obviously, best is to make them at home.
Right. That's true.
Yes.
And let's also talk about seed cycling. This is something that I personally have found a lot of help with. I was someone
Mhm.
who suffered from terrible, terrible stomach cramps, and which obviously meant that I had hormonal imbalance. Uh, but from the minute I started seed cycling, the first month, I didn't feel as much of a difference. So I thought my nutrition is just, giving me one of those things which looks good, but it's not really helping. But the second month around, I was shocked. I didn't have to take even one tablet. I didn't even know I had my periods. They had come and gone, and everything was just fine. The mood swings were down, the energy level was normal, and I was absolutely shocked. So let's talk about seed cycling. It's this hidden hero that we have that I think a lot of women
Yes.
would, you know, benefit from.
So seed cycling is, all about syncing with your cycle.
Right.
Okay. So like from first day of your periods to 14th day of your periods, you're taking 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seed and 1 tablespoon of flax seeds.
Right.
Okay. And like people roast them and they make it into laddus. My simple way will be like just pound them and add it to your food.
Do
Okay.
you even need
And
to do that? I just take a teaspoon and have it at the end of
you
my
can
day.
also do that. You can also do that. But when you pound it, it's easy to digest.
Okay.
Okay, that is the only way, nothing else. That's the only thing. Otherwise, you can just eat it, add it to your meal and all that. But you really have to chew it, so that all the nutrients get absorbed. And from the 15th day of your periods to the day you get your next cycle, next period, 1 tablespoon of sunflower seed and 1 tablespoon of sesame seed.
Mm-hmm.
See, it is all about hormones. Okay, the estrogen, the progesterone, the ovulatory phase, and the luteal phase, all those phases are involved here.
Right.
And seed cycling is mostly helpful, for women suffering from hormonal imbalances,
Right.
people who want to correct their periods,
Right.
people who suffer from irregular periods or they have a lot of heavy flow,
Mm-hmm.
and people who also suffer from scanty flow.
Okay.
So seed cycling helps them, but you should not be expecting, instant results.
Right. It takes
Sometimes
it
it
takes
just
one to
takes
two
a
cycles
month,
for sure.
sometimes it takes about 6 months.
Right.
Consistency is the key here.
Correct.
Yes.
And can you give us a few, maybe, you know, just give us one case study in terms of how a client has come to you with various different issues and how correcting their food has helped them achieve the targets that they were looking to?
Yes. So I'll not give you one, but I'll give you two examples. Okay. One is a girl was 16-year-old. Okay. And she weighed 95 kgs. She had irregular periods. Okay. And yes, our scan, when I told her that we need to do some medical analysis, our scan did show that she had a lot of cyst and all that. So I definitely worked with a PCOD. And the first thing that I did was to regularize the period. Okay. We started with seed cycling.
Hmm.
Things were definitely not in place the first 3 months, because like she was 95 kgs and she did lose only some 3 to 4 kgs first, because that is such a teenage period. You cannot even restrict a lot of foods.
True.
So like I also had to emotionally connect with her and all those things. But then after 3 months, what happened was, and like I also have a formula, okay, where your periods are missing, we use something else for her to get periods. So like we were doing all these things, and when we did this for 3 months, the fourth month periods arrived at 35 days.
Right.
Okay, and next month again the periods arrived at 35 days. The month after that, the sixth month, periods arrived at 32 days. And after that, she's maintaining a cycle of 32 days.
Wow, that's brilliant. So just
So,
changing her food slightly and tweaking a
yes,
few things
like,
here.
I mean, she did receive right nutrition, but to regularize her periods, yes, we did seed cycling. This was one thing. Second was another of my clients, about 29, 30-year old. Okay, she was recently married. And what happened that, she would have such heavy flow that she had to change her sanitary pad every 2 hours.
Hmm.
Okay, and 2 hours would be more. I guess she would change even before that. And she would just go weak. She would have no energy to even get up from her bed. And with her, yes, I did change her diet a little, but what majorly helped was seed cycling. Because, like as soon as you, like stop the cycles that increase the progesterone in your body and the estrogen seed starts, then the
Hmm.
bleeding stops. And she was bleeding like continuously. There was no like limit that you have periods only for 6 days or 7 days. She would bleed for 20 days, 25 days, and then 30 days she would get her periods again. It was such a severe case.
Wow.
It did take about good 6 to 8 months time, but
Hmm.
yes, now she has no problem. Now she has her periods for 4 to 5 days and she's done.
Wow. And even in terms of general health, as someone who's come to you with maybe some sort of another problem, like an obesity problem or other gut health issues, and how changing their diet, perhaps reducing the amount of processed food, has that helped in a certain way? Could you give us an example?
Totally, totally. So, like if I have to give you one example of this, there was a clientele of mine who came to me. He was diabetic, he had hypertension, and he was also borderline thyroid issue. His cholesterol levels were high and grade 1 fatty liver. Okay. This was my first client from a very new city to me. Okay. I never met him till date. Okay. I never met him till date. And he didn't take any medicine. He was only taking medicine for blood pressure. Okay. And he told me that I don't want to take any medicine. Then I told him, you have to listen to me. He said, okay, let's try a 3-month program. We started with it. He reduced about 18 kgs. He was eating parathas once a week because he loves parathas. He would get to eat his chaat. He was eating, the regular ghar ka khana, dal, chawal, roti, sabzi. He was a party person. Okay, he
Hmm.
would also attend these parties, but he knew how to manage that.
Right.
He loved
Because he
having his
learned now.
alcohol. I loved him to have his alcohol as well. Everything was in place. He managed to lose some 18, 19 kgs. Apart from that, he was not diabetic anymore. His fatty liver was gone. His hypertension medicine was
Hmm.
stopped by the doctor himself. Plus, his thyroid also was under control. Cholesterol also, look much better, but probably 1 or 2 points here and there.
But just by changing his diet.
Just diet, nothing else. No supplements, no medicines involved.
So let's quickly tell us five foods that everyone should definitely have. We know that everything is not, for everybody, but five certain foods that everyone and anyone can have, which would help them.
Seasonal fruits,
Right.
seasonal vegetables, ghee,
Right. Good
coconut
fat.
oil,
Huh?
and then there are also nuts and seeds, but not sure if they suit everybody. It definitely depends upon body to body. So if
Right.
they meet a qualified dietitian once, then they'll be able to have that as well. These
Okay.
are the foods that everybody should have.
Okay. So, just, how we are a Google generation, right? We Google everything. So let's do a
Yes.
fun game and we're going to play 20 questions.
Sure.
I have Googled what, is the most popular food myths, food and nutrition myths. So we'll just
Okay.
quickly go through them and I want you to just say true or false. All right.
Okay, done. Yes.
All right. So
Exciting.
low carb means grain free.
False.
Carbs are bad and should be avoided.
False.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
False.
Snacking is bad for you.
False.
Always eat fresh produce.
True.
Always eat local food.
True.
Organic produce is better than conventional.
Neutral.
You need to detox or reset.
False.
You should avoid gluten.
False.
Low fat version of foods are better for you.
False.
Green juice is good for you.
True.
Sweet potatoes are healthier than white potatoes.
False.
Beans are toxic.
False.
A glass of red wine is needed for a healthy heart.
Neutral. Or, a lot of women are going to come back to me.
Whiskey, beer, anything.
Neutral.
Eggs will kill you.
False.
Nuts will make you gain weight.
False.
There is one perfect diet plan for everyone.
One perfect diet plan for everyone. False.
Calories in, calories out is all that matters.
False.
Meat is needed to have a balanced diet.
False.
Fatty foods will make you fat.
False.
Awesome. So here we have our 20 questions and we busted some awesome myths. So thank you, Dr. Ambika. This is all the time that we have today. For anyone who'd like to reach out to her, her link is we will be uploading the video onto our YouTube page, White Dot Basket, and
Yes.
also on our Instagram page. So please do follow Dr. Ambika on her page. Would you like to share the link as well?
Yeah, sure, I'll do it. You can just,
We'll put it
search on
down in the
Facebook.
comments. We'll put it
Yeah,
down in the
it is just in the name of Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook and Instagram, it is in the name of Nutrition with Ambika. You can just look for it over there. Or you
Sure.
can just Google my name, Dr. Ambika Niranjan. You'll be able to find all the links over
Awesome.
there.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank
Please stay
you.
connected for more conversations that we will be having and busting myths about food. Thank you, doctor.
Yes. Thank you.